Welcome to Mojoyminds.
When you drift down the Prinsengracht in Amsterdam, or look up at the ornate neck gables of the mansions lining the Herengracht, you are told a story of Dutch ingenuity. You are told that these houses were built by the merchant kings of the 17th century men who mastered the sea and the wind. But there is a second story written in the mortar of these bricks, one that was whispered for centuries and is only now being spoken aloud. To understand the beauty of the Netherlands, we must also understand the shadow it cast across the globe. Because while these houses weren't physically built by enslaved people on Dutch soil, they were bought brick by brick with the profits of a global system of human bondage. The multinational monopoly. The engine of this wealth was the VOC, the Dutch East India Company, and its Atlantic cousin, the WIC. In the 1600s, the VOC was the wealthiest corporation the world had ever seen, possessing its own army, its own navy, and the power to wage war. While the windmills in Zaandam were sawing wood for ships, those ships were sailing to modern-day Indonesia, South Africa, and the Americas. The Dutch didn't just trade spices, they enforced monopolies through extreme violence. In the Banda Islands, to control the price of nutmeg, the VOC nearly eliminated the local population. Meanwhile, in the West, the WIC became a dominant player in the transatlantic slave trade. Dutch ships transported over 500,000 African men, women, and children across the ocean to work on sugar, coffee, and tobacco plantations in Suriname and the Caribbean. The Golden Age wasn't just a period of art and science. It was an era where the Netherlands became the warehouse of a world built on forced labor. History is rarely just one thing, it's a complex tapestry of brilliance and tragedy. Here at Mojoyminds, we believe that true curiosity means looking at the whole picture, even the parts that are uncomfortable to face. If you value deep dives into the stories that shaped our modern world, the good, the bad, and the complicated, make sure to subscribe to the Mojoyminds channel. By joining our community, you're helping us keep the flame of critical thinking alive. Now, let's look at how this history still sits in the middle of Dutch society today, literally plated in gold. The Golden Coach Dilemma. For over a century, the symbol of this era's pride was the Gouden Coats, or the Golden Coach. This stunning horse-drawn carriage was a gift to Queen Wilhelmina in 1898, and for decades, it was used by the Dutch monarch to travel to the opening of Parliament. But as the world changed, people began to look closer at the artwork decorating its sides. On the left panel, titled Tribute from the Colonies, there is a painting of black and brown people kneeling at the feet of a white woman representing the Netherlands, offering her cocoa and sugar cane. To some, the coach was a masterpiece of Dutch craftsmanship. To many others, it was a painful, public glorification of colonial subjugation and slavery. The dilemma reached a breaking point in recent years. In 2022, King Willem-Alexander made a historic decision. The Golden Coach would be retired. He acknowledged that the coach cannot be rewritten, but it can no longer be used as a symbol of the state while it continues to hurt so many citizens. It now sits in a museum, transitioned from a vehicle of power to an object of education. Rotterdam and the global refinery. This legacy extends beyond the canals of Amsterdam. In Rotterdam, the wealth of the Golden Age took a more industrial form. Before the city was a modern steel skyline, it was a forest of sugar refineries and tobacco workshops. These factories processed the raw materials harvested by enslaved people in the colonies. The very hustle and maritime success that Rotterdam is famous for today began with the processing of colonial commodities that were, in reality, the products of human suffering. Even though the bombs of 1940 destroyed the physical warehouses, the economic foundation of the city remained tied to that global colonial network. Facing the mirror. Today, the Netherlands is undergoing a massive cultural shift. Institutions like the Amsterdam Museum have stopped using the term Golden Age, arguing that the title ignores the poverty and slavery that occurred during that time. They prefer to call it the 17th century, a time of immense achievement, yes, but also a time of immense cost. When you walk past the grand mansions of the Dutch masters today, you aren't just looking at architecture. You are looking at a mirror. You are seeing the height of human creativity and the depths of human greed standing side by side. By acknowledging the enslaved hands that funded these foundations, the Netherlands isn't losing its history, it is finally telling the whole story.
Garantangi. Till the next video.